with is some credit card definition, things that you need to know. Because, you know, pretty soon, how many of you actually have a credit card? Not a debit card, but a credit card. One. Okay. So the rest of you probably at some point will have a credit card. They're not necessarily necessary, but they're helpful, especially when building your credit. So it's important to know how to use them and to use them so that you don't end up in trouble with them. So we're going to start with something called APR, which is the annual percentage rate. And this has to do with the interest that they're going to charge you. And they purposely make it pretty difficult to figure out everything that they're doing on purpose. DPR stands for daily percentage rate. Now we're going to have a little how-to. How to figure your interest charges. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get a credit card. They're going to tell you it's so much APR. And then you're going to get a bill, and that's not quite, you know, that percentage rate times what you charged. It takes a little bit more finagling to figure out how they get it. And they're going to get as much money out of you as they can. So that's something you need to know. Okay, first step is you're going to take your APR and you're going to divide it by 365 days. Now, what do you suppose if you take the annual percentage rate and you divide it by how many days there are in a year, what are we going to get? Yeah, the daily percentage rate. And you wouldn't think that's necessary, but that's actually what they're going to charge you. They're not going to charge you interest over a year. They're going to charge you interest every day. And they're going to do that because it's all about making money to them. So we need to know how to play the game. Okay. Number 2, you'll need to be able to figure out the average daily balance. And we'll talk about how to do that here in a minute. Your average daily balance is not the balance you have at the end of the month. It's if you used it some more, they're going to charge you more interest. They're going to charge you, it's not like you get a free month of interest. So they're going to charge you. And we're going to call that ADB for average daily balance. Just so you know what it is when you see it. Number 3 is taking that average daily balance and timesing it by the daily percentage rate. And the last step is you're going to take whatever answer you get from number 3, that average daily balance times the daily percentage rate, and they're going to times it by the number of days in your billing cycle. So that's why when we get to look at our credit card statements, you know, your October bill, even though maybe you have the same balance, which is doubtful, but your October bill is probably a little bit more than your September bill. And that's because there's 31 days in October and there's only 30 in September. So they're going to squeeze every penny out of you. Okay, so now we're going to practice number 2, trying to figure out the average daily balance, because that's something we're going to need to be able to do. So let's say that you owe $500 at the beginning of your statement. And then, after 15 days, you charge another $500 on your card. The calculator wouldn't absolutely have to have one now, but it might be helpful. So I'm going to pull these out. You may have quite a few that are battery deficient, so I haven't had a chance to go out and buy batteries yet, so bear with me. They're in order. Get a little breather. Wow. doesn't have a calculator that needs one? 2, 3, everybody? Okay, that's cool.